All right, so let's do 9.6 now. Okay, theorem 9.6: reflections about intersecting lines. So we just talked about lines that are parallel. K and M are parallel. Now let's see what happens when we do a couple flips when the lines are not parallel. K and M are actually crossing each other at some angle. The important thing here is that we don't know what the angle is in the theorem. Okay, now in your examples and stuff, you'll probably know the angle, but for the theorem, remember, we want to keep everything kind of vague, or no, I'm sorry, not vague, but general. Okay, so let's actually do this now. What I want to do is I want to take AB, and we're doing two flips, two reflections. Okay, and then what the theorem says is that this is going to end up, the result is the same as a rotation. Okay, so the result of this will be the exact same thing as just rotating, and I think you'll see that happen pretty quickly here. So let's flip AB over the line M. So we're going, excuse me, over the line M. All right. So let's do that. That will put A prime at right about here, and that'll put B prime a little bit further up here, almost in the lettering. Sorry. I'll put B prime right about there-ish. Okay. So that's my first flip. Then I'm going to flip it over line K. Whoop! I'm going to flip that thing over line K. Alright, so when I flip it over line K, it's going to look like this. Let's go to another color. It's going to be, it's kind of hard to gauge here, but maybe right here, A double prime. You don't have to be precise. And then B double prime is going to be over here. It's going to be B double prime. It's going to be over there. Okay. And then what the theorem says is that, hey, look, it says, check this out. If I took AB and I just rotated it all the way around over to here, that would be the same as rotation. So this flip is the same as a rotate. Okay, that's all the theorem says. It also says that we can figure out that angle of rotation if we know that it's 2 times x. Okay, so it's 2 times the x value. So let's say that we call this point right here where the lines intersect P. Okay, and we kind of do some dotted lines here to connect A and A double prime. This theorem says this, that the angle, measure of angle, A double prime P A. Okay, so we're talking about this angle right here. That angle is 2 times x, is 2x. Okay? And that's all it means, is that, if I know that angle x, I know the whole angle of that rotation, this big blue kind of looping arc here, the angle of that rotation would be 2 times x. So if that angle was 16, then the whole thing all the way around would be 32. Okay, let's do an example of that real quick. I'll push that up on the board here. So let's kind of this off, and then we'll do this first example. Let's say I've got M and K. You guys can probably do this one pretty quick, but I've got M, I've got K, like this. The angle between them is 80 degrees. Okay. And then I've got this kind of L-shaped polygon thing here. Okay, so I'm going to take this is kind of my picture 1. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is flip it over K. Okay, so let's do that, and that's going to give me something that looks kind of like this. Right, when I actually do that flip, that's going to give me picture 2. And we'll switch colors here. And then I'm going to flip it over M. Okay, so let's see what happens when I flip it over M. That's going to leave me with, oops, not enough room probably, but it's going to be something like, yeah, not enough room, but something that looks like this here. Yeah, that stinks, but you guys get the idea. And this is the same as rotating this picture 1 all the way around to 3. If we kind of rotated it, and if I could draw halfway decent, you would see that that was the same as the rotation. And my question then is, how do I get from 1 to 3? Okay, so how many degrees, or one transformation, gets me from 1 to 3? And the answer to that question is that from 1 to 3, the rotation is 160 degrees. So from 1 to 3 is a 160 degree rotation. It's twice the angle between the lines. And that's all it says. Okay? So we're going to do one more example here. I'm going to pause the video. Sorry, this is going to be a 3-part video. That kind of stinks. But I'm going to pause the video here, and we're going to throw up one more video for that last example. Okay? So ending now.